Welcome, everyone. Welcome, y'all. New moon in Pisces, 12 degrees. New moon in Pisces, 12 degrees. It's like you have this realization of so much that you embody within your emotions, Yes, within your emotions, the feelings is so much of it. It's 44 on a timer. And you can feel the subtleties of those energies around you too. So it's like with this new moon, I'm feeling the vibes of knowing how much, not so much how much, but feeling deeper the intensity of what we feel. Even the stages in between transformations, you know, what it is that we experience when we go through these phases. You know what I mean? Welcome, beloved. So, while we are currently in this new moon phase of Pisces, we know Pisces to be ruled by Neptune and Jupiter. So, there's this expansion on top of the expansion that already exists in terms of the imagination, that you can take it wherever you want it to go. Wherever you want it to go. Even if you feel like that doesn't exist, it exists within that imagination, within what it is that you can see within you. So with this clean slate, it's like we have the North Node in Taurus and the South Node in Scorpio. So a lot of the toxic habits that may even block you from having the clarity of what it is that your spirit is informing you about, so that way you're able to observe your limitations even deeper when it comes to what it is that you believe in. And this belief is obviously, when we're talking about it, it's what just is, when all that you thought to be or should be just isn't. There's so much more to go to life. But then you just have to ask, that higher power for that extra oomph. You know what I mean? So when we're speaking of that clean slate in this Piscean energy, it's like a revamp of all of that. It's like you've been picking up so much info on different frequencies. Some of you have been tapping more into your natal charts, the gods and goddesses, and the allegories to life, really. But let's see what messages Source has for you for this new moon, for the collective, y'all, okay? So I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of Mama Universe, Divine Creator, Infinite Creator of all, Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of the galaxies. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of the solar systems. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of my ancestors and spirit guides and gods and goddesses that were through me, as me, for the collective's mind's eye to see. Ashe, ashe, ashe. I smiled like that because of the birds that I saw, how they just So 133. Definitely a spiritual presence around. 133. Oh man. Spiritual world is a whole nother world, I tell you. Welcome, beloved. Welcome. So let's see what's the message for the collective. What's the message? Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. Just had that. Okay. Okay. Because you're going to be on this path, this spiritual path. Now, when you hear the word spiritual, right, we're talking of that essence that's connected to the Most High in this particular energy. So, Neptune and Jupiter rule Pisces. Pisces is the spiritual body of Virgo, right? Now, what happens is with those two, the way I'm being channeled through to tell you right now about it, you find yourself analyzing a lot of your experiences when it comes to where work had to be involved in particular connections, or there could be a habit as to where you find yourself working certain connections because of a certain belief. But it's not until you have this moment where it causes you to react in a way that makes you go even further to the depths of what it is that's causing you to constantly do the same exact thing. It may not be the same exact scenario, but there's a pattern that constantly happens. Now, with this new moon in Pisces, it's giving you a clean slate as to what it is that you believe in, which is connected to what it is that you're feeling. Now, there's certain things that you feel that you address them with different thoughts. But which thought is in direct alignment to that feeling? You know, if there was like 1 to 5 that had to check off in terms of that thought connecting to that feeling, can you check across 1 through 5 in regards to that specific thought in that feeling? Just taking you down that path of like, you know, addressing the way you feel about something, the way you're thinking about it. You know what I mean? And really getting to the bottom of it. So that way you're able to transmute whatever it is that, you know, is no longer serving you, because it's not checking all the boxes from 1 to 5 to actually operate for you in the best way for this particular moment. So we have, don't let pride get in your way. Don't let pride get in your way. Can't be too proud to ask for assistance when you feel like you need it too. You feel like you want assistance, especially if you need it because you've been lacking it for so long. This could even be assisting yourself, like taking care of yourself. What's the message here? New moon in Pisces for the collective. New moon in Pisces for the collective. New moon in Pisces. Let's see what you got. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. And that's next. You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. Don't let pride get in the way. You are good enough. Can't be too proud to get in your own way of your own success either. Can't be too proud. Okay, so if this has to do with work, this is just a scenario. Let's say this is like a group project, and you know that you're one person that can really lead the project, but you would rather someone who constantly leads to take the lead. Meanwhile, you knew deep down within your gut that something's telling you, be the leader of this project. Realize that you are good enough. Don't let pride get in the way where you get stuck in the comfort zone. Because that's another way where pride can get in your way. Where you actually 11 become shy around those that are actually there to connect with you. It's like the lower end of the stick of pride. Knowing your worth. North Node in Taurus. Some of you may be a moon in Taurus that I might be talking to right now too. Being more mindful as to where you're extending the hand to assist and where are the hands when you ask. Be bold and make the first move. New moon in Pisces, you are good enough. First card on out, full moon in Virgo. There's something completing itself here, or a cycle of a certain, something to do with personal health that goes through this cycle when you're experiencing something as well. So balance, spirituality, and practicality is here. So we got full moon in Virgo, full moon in Pisces. You are good enough. Just balance the spiritual and the practical. And don't let your past hold you back is at the bottom of the deck. So there goes Scorpio energy. It could be a Scorpio for some of you, or this could be the other water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. However, when it comes to not letting your past hold you back, some of you may even have South Node in Virgo or South Node in Pisces, obviously vice versa for the North Node. But there's so many messages coming in at once right now. Promise you. Let me see what's this right quick. Emotions are running high. Okay, listen. There's so many new beginnings that are occurring for the collective. And it's like people are being pulled into different directions. Not even, it's almost like you feel like you're on autopilot, but you can feel yourself being connected to something and drawn to whatever it is that's for your highest purpose. And whatever, would literally attempt to hold you back, look at you. Don't let pride get any way under that. Okay, which was at the bottom of the deck when we started here. Then we have work through your fears, which is a Scorpio energy. Okay. It's like a repeating cycle of something 8 years ago. 2013, 2014. The last time Venus went retro in Capricorn is what I'm sensing from this. It's like a full turnaround, full completion of it in terms of the way you understand it now. Whatever that situation may be, if it has something to do with work, if it has something to do with partnerships in general, the way you are in partnerships and why you're that way. It has something to do with you being a certain way in partnerships, but now figuring out why you're that way. And what works, what serves the higher purpose, you're along with that, and what doesn't. Feel me? Let me get one more here. You're very close to achieving your goal and have faith in your dreams. Okay? At the top of the deck, you have communication is key. Yeah. The way you are in certain relationships and why you're that way. Why you communicate the way you do. Why you don't communicate the way you want to. But now with this new moon in Pisces energy, it's bringing around a matching belief system. So that's another thing to be mindful of. It's like whatever you're attracting, it's 144 right now. Whatever you're attracting, it's connected to the frequency that you're on. So if that's not the channel you like, change the channel. Change the channel. This was at the bottom of the deck this whole time. Rejoicing, celebration, 3 of Cups energy, Mercury in Cancer. So going back to, whatever it is that you're seeing outside of you, if this is all happening within you, if you don't like what you're seeing, change the channel. Go where there's going to be celebrations, not where there's energies that can literally drain you or pull you down. Or whatever allows you to create weight to a thought, weight that you don't want to carry. Clear indication you don't want to carry the load, don't carry it. 1717. Prosperity begins. What do we have here? This one's upright, but in reverse. The Strength card. That's going back to that Power card again, though. Don't let pride get in your way. And obstacles and challenges. Because it seems like some of you about to have a come up where people are going to wonder, how did you do that? We already know that how belongs to source. And it's going to be one of those things where you're going to want to be quick to say something that can kind of hit below the belt, but don't even go that far. Stay within your power. Okay. Don't allow yourself to stoop to a low level, because you already experienced that, vibration of what that is, that low frequency. What did it do for you? What did it do for you? Did you gain anything from life? Was it an experience for you to gain something? Was it an experience that, made you feel like you had to heal from something? However it fits for you. And your purpose, that'll help you to decide, like, all right, that, but just keep moving forward. The whole point of what I'm saying right now, just keep moving forward, right? So, yeah, very close to achieving your goal, and it brought my eyes to this card here. Where's your focus? On how big the gap is, or the leap that you can take to get over that gap? Where's your focus? Transformation at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Some of you could be actually finalizing the dark night of the soul, because that's what I'm seeing. This sun card, power card in reverse, because we got transformation at the bottom of the deck. So still completing the transformation here. Not going back to the past here, because there could be some things from the past that resurface once you've already completed a cycle. Like, let's say if you're going up the stairs and you're about to walk across the stairs to go up to the next level, like that part of it is just It's just something where you have to do another observation to see where you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo, which is the polar opposite to Pisces, which is the next moon that's coming up, full moon that's coming up. Just put it this way. Hmm? 1 sec. The 18th. In 16 more days. Full moon in Virgo. And then Mars and Venus goes into Aquarius on the 6th of March. New connections getting to know each other. New connections getting to know each other type of vibes. So whatever could possibly create an obstacle or challenge moving forward as you are on this path and knowing that you're on the path, because this I feel like there's levels to you knowing you're on the path and the way you move on that path. And it's your world of what you feel that what divine energy is, what that just is, what that just is means to you. That's what I mean about that path. So let's see something. Let's say expect between now and the 6th. See, this is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm feeling right here. That this is what this. That's why you see me in this like in this thought process, because it's like it's literally what this says: emotionally withdrawing, emotional withdrawal. This would be the 8 of Cups. Mm-hmm. So there is this. Okay, there's a lot of cutting of cords happening constantly, right? It's like 1 minute you do one section, you think everything's done for that level, but then look at it from this angle. Oh shit, I cleaned that up too. So it's like that, you know what I mean? But this is some real serious spring cleaning. This is cleaning you think you was gonna even be doing. Transformation. Let's see. Suffering in silence. Yeah, see, it's like whatever this is, even if somebody may have done something to you that affected you deeply, but they don't know, they might know, but they don't even want to acknowledge what it is that you're saying. Basically, you growing from that stage of getting people to understand you. That's pretty much where that came from, because it's like, wait a minute, some people actually not picking up what I'm saying right now about any of this. So why am I making this matter so heavily on my own consciousness? Like, you know what I mean? And now you're learning to withdraw from this energy that you have invested in. And it may take for some times where you're suffering in silence doing all of this. Sometimes people around you don't it's like you don't look like what you've gone through type of vibes over here. You don't look like what you've gone through. But just continue to know that you are very close to achieving your goal. And this new moon in Pisces is telling you, you have the full moon out here with the full moon in Virgo. We're talking about new moon in Pisces energy. So this new moon feels like an eclipse with this coming out like that. The next eclipse will actually be the new moon in Taurus on the 30th of April. Everything is connected, you know? Those are the energies, the electrical currencies that are flowing between us and that which is around us, flowing through us as us too. But let me another message here. Patience and planning. You've been working at this for a while. Let me get another message here. Hold on. Look at that. Heartache and loss, triumph and transformation and fulfillment of wishes. Some of you've been losing out. Feel like you've been losing a lot, but you just been going through the process of regeneration. Spiritual strength, partnerships and alliances that match your spiritual strength. This is why all of this is happening. This is why it's been taking so long. A masterpiece, a legacy, that's not overnight. It's not overnight. Like I said, walking away from things you didn't even think you was going to be walking away from. Or even having to decondition yourself from even processing things in a certain way anymore. And in that deconditioning, it causes your body to go through some shifts too. You know what I mean? Always make sure you're doing what you must do to take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, but definitely here, it's almost like Source put you around those that were being given a chance to appreciate you before you step into that, which they didn't even know when it came to them thinking of you in a manner that's not the way you even think of yourself. Source put these people around you to give them that chance to grow from that, including yourself, to even experience that and grow from basically people hating on you type thing. You know what I'm saying? But also taking it from a higher perspective and then realizing within your own self, like, what is it that allows these people to even connect to me in general? It's not to say that you're controlling anything outside of you. No, you're monitoring and acknowledging all that it is that are experiencing within yourself. Here we have the sun in Aries and moon in Sag. So that may mean something to some of y'all. 93 or September 3rd, which would be Virgo energy. But let's see what else we got going on here. New moon in Pisces. I feel like this new moon in Pisces is setting you all up for, well, I mean, it always does that. That's just energy. It's always transferring itself. But I feel like we can sense it. Triumphant success is just peeping out there. You can sense it. The balance card at the bottom there. All right, angels and ancestors. What other messages do you have for the collective? Moon in Pisces. Everything that you could ever imagine. The only way something gets in the way is if you get in the way of it. Allow that innocence of the child, the imagination of the child to come through. You've had enough cycles of healing that inner child, so that when you get to this moment, you're able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, of the work that you've done in healing that inner child. That way it can have the experience with you. Again, bringing more power into the now. That's the whole point of reflecting on the past, is to bring that power that you can still utilize, because it's still vibrant, it still wants to be used, because it's coming to you, it's coming to the forefront of your memory or your feelings. Unleash the wild within. She-wolf with trust your instincts. That's that inner child. Solar plexus energy, creativity, children, projects, hobbies, pioneering, taking risk. Release the old and rest. Unleash the wild within. Release the old and rest, and see from a higher perspective, and a whole bird outside talking to you right now. Let me get one more. These energies are strong, that are coming in and upgrading. Look at that, as I'm saying that, hold the space. That's all you do right now, y'all. Honestly. There's so much shifting, so much changing, and so many of these changes. There's so many people who are around don't know what's actually going on, or know what's going on, but you'll tell them and it goes at one ear, not the other. Like, don't allow any of that to get to you. Just keep going with the flow. Your flow. You know what's up. Stay hydrated. Get rest when you can, when you should, and when you can, when you should. You know, do some exercises. Make sure you're getting that strength in that body. You feel me? Just getting an idea right now, but we'll see. Be graceful in movement and action. The shallow and master. Really great to watch upon rising to get that chi running. Remember, up and out, up and out. Energy moves up and out. Move with the flow. Up and out. Ascending and expanding. Hold a space for all that's changing. Release the old and rest. That's a big one. I don't know why I'm being so drawn to that, but let me just see what's going on here. What's going on here for the collective source? Just vibing with you at this point. What's this about here for the collective? Release the old and rest. What is this about here? The moon. Whatever was pulled up and built up from the last moon cycle, which was Leo. A lot of you realize that, you know, the things you had to walk away from that wasn't allowing you to fully connect to your fullest power, your fullest potential. Now you have this new moon in Pisces, new beliefs about all of that, you know, through the reevaluation, the acceptance, and finding moments to relax as you're, you know, acknowledge all of this that's going on, to fully let it go. So that way you're able to hold space in being, you know, moving gracefully to really be able to hold that space, that channel to move gracefully. It's important to release a lot of this stuff that's not serving you. Venus and Aries, core values about who you are, your self-expression. Then we have coming out here the 10 of Wands, 2 of Wands, 8 of Wands, and the 8 of Cups. Immediately looking at this here, this person is no longer getting into back and forth arguments or any type of debates that does not bring a life to them. It just drains them, no longer accepting that and really seeing it from a much bigger perspective now. Like, it's time to drop this burden, this heavy ass burden. So that way you can move towards wherever source is guiding you, has been giving you this idea that's going to allow you to expand, what it is that you want to do spiritually, academically, whether if it's physically traveling or, traveling through YouTube or just doing your visualizations. But whatever this is, it really puts you in a space to see this shit much clearer now. There's something now that you're able to see because of the way something has transitioned just recently. And you're required to hold the space and look at it. It's almost like being somewhere and zooming out and seeing the entire picture with you in it. And say, wait a minute. It's time to drop these burdens. I've been getting the signs about this entire time. This entire time. Until Source decided to remove this one solid perspective you had about yourself. And the way you actually take action when it comes to whatever it is that reminds you of you, that puts you in this comfort zone to want to even keep going in that direction. Now realizing how heavy of a burden it'll be. You've given all that you can to this situation. Now it's time to move forward. Even if you don't know where you're going. It's time to move forward from all of this that you've been giving the world to this. It only got you but so far. It got you to where you can hold the space though and realize it's time to release this. It's like leaving, then coming back, and then when leaving, coming back, leaving, coming back several times. It was a back and forth. Until this 8th year. Something with 8. Definitely something with 8 though. This could also be taking your time now in areas of your life where you may have been impulsive. And that's why now you're able to see everything for what it is. And now your beliefs around this new moon in Pisces and this new moon in Pisces that we're currently in, you should be sowing something completely different by the time the full moon in Virgo comes around. But just know, by the full moon in Virgo, middle of the month, you're reaping what you sow. So what are you putting your energy into? Okay, just got to be mindful of that there. Sheesh. Put something to rest here, but let's see. Let me shuffle this out. It's like something came up the last 2 moon cycles. From that full moon in Cancer. Yeah. And that was, let me look at this correctly. It's now on 8. January 17. 117. Ace of Cups. This is self-love, though. Yes, this is somebody putting too much care into shit around them rather than themselves, holding the space for themselves. It's time to release all those old ideas of the way it looks when you take care of yourself. Because that's also shifting where people feel like that's okay to even view someone who's taking care of themselves or going through a healing process, or however it is that they choose to heal, to look at it as they shouldn't be doing it that way. This is an entire ancestor or spirit guide taking action on your behalf with this. This is 12 wands right there. Then with this 8th one, that'd be 20, which was the judgment. Yeah, moving on your behalf to really answer the call of the higher self here. It's the only way you're going to be able to walk away from things that no longer serve you. Especially if you can't really tell what's the next step. Unleash the wild within. Knowing what it means to be primordial in that primordial nature, which is the depths of spirituality. Like really going deep into it. Applying what it is that you're reading, basically. When I say really going into it, applying what it is that you're researching. Even to points where you decide to go into the ethers yourself, through your own spiritual travels, astral travels, obviously knowing the ways to do it. Properly rooting oneself so that way they're able to have that communication, have that connection, really believing in oneself when they receive that type of info, because it's not going to be validating a lot of books. 4417, it's 212. Ace of Wands. And I'm clarifying the moon card with this 8 of Cups. It's like you don't know where you're going, but you're going straight to an enlightenment. 4441. You got the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands and the Page of Wands. I won't be surprised if this shit coming soon. A message that really allows you to be graceful in movement and action. This could be something where you've been waiting for something to shift so that way you can take the next step, but all it's been taking you was for you to see it from a different perspective. Walking straight to the Ace of Wands. Not realizing that all of this digging up is getting you to right to all that you are, the I am that I am. Because each time you say that is when you activate the God within you. What's this Ace of Wands? Higher levels of commitment. Where you see your worth, others are going to see it as well. Because you put the work in. Like I said, you've been putting that work in with patience and planning. That was the Seven of Pentacles you got earlier, which is Saturn and Taurus. So the work that you was putting in was really for you to see who you are, your true worth, that you had the keys to this enlightenment or this new life this entire time. So yeah, this is where someone from the other side steps in on your behalf for you to connect to your higher self, to take this new cup, to no longer self-sabotage yourself. Be there, ready, prepared now to hold this space as you have mastered so much to assist you with making proper steps, taking the proper steps to move forward in your true divine primordial nature without hiding that aspect of yourself too. You're creating the opportunities you've been searching for now. Oh, that's right. Let me get some lovers romance on this. Thank you for stopping by and liking the video. Appreciate you. Let's see what we got. Message of love. We have trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. For some of you, this is somebody that's coming back. Obviously, this is somebody you want to come back. I'm not talking about somebody you don't want to come back. Obviously. Okay? Obviously. Obviously. Unrequited love. What's this situation that's calling for the collective to have faith? Anything that moves at a pace you're not okay with, obviously, no. That's unrequited. Anywhere that you feel stepping out of your comfort zone in a way that you know you're not going to grow, because we know that. We know when that moment is. You know. Just gotta work through those fears. The situation is calling for you to have faith. Seems like it. Wow. Healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Interesting. The situation is calling for you to have faith. Some of you, your moons could be transiting the fourth house, progressing through the fourth house these last 2 years. So there's a lot that's changing with the maternal aspects within your own home, within your own family. Now, we have passion here. The healing of these family issues and passion, this goes back to what I was saying before. Analyzing yourself in partnerships, but getting to know why you respond the way you do in partnerships because of, what you may have done in terms of like looking at the past to reflect on and say, okay, wait a minute, but but we have here your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. That doesn't mean that you forget a situation. It doesn't mean that once you forgive that you're supposed to be around the person because there's forgiveness. There's forgiveness so that way this burden can be dropped. There's forgiveness so that way this burden can be dropped. Okay? Because it seems like with seeing this, the parent and the child both have to forgive themselves. The parent and the child both have to forgive themselves. Again, forgiveness does not mean that you allow yourselves to get back into a situation. Okay? And also being mindful of when you get some type of like, oh no, you shouldn't do that because we've forgiven each other. We should be able to be around one another. Don't get swindled like that. That's not the case. You step into a situation when the wisdom of your body tells you, continue to move forward. Because like I said, we know we just be ignoring the signs for whatever reason. You give yourself to ignore a sign that your instincts is giving you, like, nah, don't go this way. But that's what some of you I feel like have to forgive yourself from. That if you have forgiven them and there's still a disconnect, do not be hard on yourself because there isn't communication. Because the fact that there isn't communication, you may want it to be, by focusing on the fact that there isn't is actually giving that more energy to increase where there won't be. Okay? So you want to feed it whatever it is that you want to get out of it. So if you want matters to change where things come back together, then you know how to put that work in to do that. But it's definitely not going to come with additional drama. None of that drama. That drama, say that for somebody else is not who want it. Okay? And people should stop putting that over people's heads too. That when they forgive somebody that they can talk to the person again, not necessarily, because you'll know where that person is in regards to the way they're going to be treating, someone in a similar circumstance as to whomever before was surrounding them and didn't feel, that they was living in bliss and shit, really living like themselves. You felt like you had to hide anything about yourself around anybody. That's not a situation where you can honestly say that there's unconditional love. Like, you're not going to piss on somebody and say it's raining. You're not going to do that. So we got honeymoon coming out. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together and stay optimistic about your love life. So this is about two people coming back together, really establishing something on just enjoying the experience. If it goes to a higher level of commitment, then it will. Okay? But it seems like both sides here will be coming from, situations that may not have been as sweet. To enjoy moments together, being whole. But it took for those lessons to get to now this state where, and staying optimistic about your love life and positively thinking, merging both the positive and the negative, looking at it from a different point now. Like, yeah, these are all experiences at the end of the moment or days, however you want to put it. So definitely some good vibes here with this love energy. Let me get one more though. Let's see. Yeah, getting to know each other. I feel that strongly. New love, Ashe. With this Ace of Cups right here, and I'm looking at all this energy as you see me looking in this section. This is that new love that's coming in where both sides are looking at how far they've come, but not to trauma bond either. It's more so speaking from that state of growth without even mentioning where you come from. Aries, Sag, Taurus, Pisces, Cancer. Cancer's here twice. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Oh yeah, we'll be revealing a lot to each other. That's for sure. But like I said, I just feel like this is ordained by source. Any connections that you're coming across, especially if you've been doing the work. Now, for those of you who are on the other side of this shit, well, you messing with the wrong. Go chill out. Go read something. Go take some spiritual baths. Check out some of the old readings that I've been doing. But nah, y'all, that's your new moon in Pisces vibe. And as you can see, my vibe is just chill right now. But I'm going to leave y'all a message there, though. You'll definitely be getting to know like-minded spirits, souls, beings. And know what it is that you're seeing. Know what it is that you're recognizing. Because you know you've had enough experiences. You've been, gone through enough challenges, received enough keys, gone through enough doors. All right. So go out there and enjoy those new unconditionally loving relationships and partnerships, and really being around people and things that you love. Go out there and experience it. Ashe.